It's too early for outtakes. You gotta go.
It's your line.
It's my line? Oh, sure is. Get with it.
Right.
Okay.
Shh. Wait.
All right, so I'm a seriously busy person. Where have you drugged me to today?
We're at our new distribution center for all finished product. So we've got a brand new cooler behind us, and it's a little dirty right now because we've been working real hard on it for the last 2 or 3 weeks. But I decided this would be the best place for us to be today.
Okay, well, it's a great place to be, but a distribution center, we must be expanding.
We are. We're actually expanding because of y'all. It's because of the people who support us and have supported us since the very beginning that we are able to expand into this new building with our brand new cooler. And I mean, we're really excited, but because of them and the beginning, why don't you tell us the story?
Start at the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, your great-grandfather, Cedric, was actually born in 1919 in North Carolina. So he didn't want to be a sharecropper like his dad. So he actually began a career as a sandwich salesman. He had a truck over in the Rocky Mountain, North Carolina area, and he sold sandwiches out of a truck and did pretty well at it, but then he was drafted into the war. And he was stationed at Camp Tyson, which is just outside of Paris. And then when he was at Camp Tyson, he would come into Paris and eat at his favorite restaurant, where his favorite waitress, Mildred, he ended up taking a liking to, and so they fell in love and they got married. So he couldn't go back to North Carolina without his wife, and she was from this area, didn't want to leave. So after they got married, he decided that he needed a career in Paris, Tennessee, and there was no sandwich companies here. So they just decided they would start their own.
Great idea.
So they would get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and they would make sandwiches like pimento cheese, like chicken salad, and a lot of other different types of sandwiches they would make. He would deliver it on his bicycle when they first started to local stores. He would put it out in the stores, and he'd come back the next day, and whatever they have sold, he would, he would collect the money from. Whatever didn't sell, he had to throw away because that was the days before refrigeration.
Right.
And ended up expanding into a pretty good sized sandwich company to where he could afford his own first truck, and he started building a fleet. And over the years, consumers actually got to where they wanted to purchase our salads from my grandfather and grandmother to make their own sandwiches at home. So that got to be a pretty good lucrative business. And through the years, after my grandfather died, your great-grandfather, in 1981, he ended up passing away from ALS at the young age of 62. His 4 kids, my Uncle Sam, my Aunt Rosanna, and my Aunt Lisa, along with my father, your grandfather, they ended up taking over the business with my grandmother and growing the business over the years into a pretty good sized distribution company. So from there, my father and your Uncle Sam ended up purchasing the stock from all the girls, his sisters and my grandmother. And in 1997, your grandfather, my dad, Jerry, ended up buying the whole business from my uncle. So Dad, or Papa as you called him, was the owner in 1997 full time.
I remember hearing all the stories about Uncle Sam and Papa running it, and Uncle Sam's absolute obsession with duck season.
Uncle Sam got fired every duck season because duck hunting was pretty good, and he would miss work, and so my grandfather would call him into the office and say, "Where you been, Sam?" And he said, "Been duck hunting." He said, "Good, stay hunting, you're fired." So he had a problem with that. Uncle Sam was always a gamesman, though. He loved hunting and fishing. So that's probably the reason that he sold out to my dad. So he wanted to go ahead and retire and do his hunting and fishing thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but he didn't stay retired. He bought other businesses and
never stayed
he's
retired.
a worker. He's a worker. So, and then of course, in 2011, your Papa, my dad, ended up passing from pancreatic cancer. And you were 6 years old at the time.
I was.
So I actually came off the road and got from sales all my life into operations and took over the company. And so here I am as the president and 3rd generation of the company. And you are 4th generation.
I
What's that like?
It's a lot of fun, I think. It's a little scary because there's so many that have come before me. I mean, there was you and Papa, and I think y'all called my great-grandfather Papa. So
I did. I
there was
called him
Papa
Papa.
and Papa and you.
Papa Mau Mau.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But there was them, and I feel like I'm stepping into some really big shoes because there's a lot of history there, and I'm really excited to be part of it. But I am really excited because it does give me the freedom to create new dips and hang out with you all the time.
Oh, joy.
Oh, joy.
Yeah. So if you're thinking freedom and fun when you think of working, I'm not working you hard enough.
You know, it's not my only thought. But it is a big part of why I enjoy coming to work. It's my favorite part, really. And I make a lot of friends. I love who I work with. And
Am I included in that?
you know, part way, it's mostly Maggie and Stacy, but you're also there at some points.
I figure
you
I can
know?
see the joy in your eyes every time
Yeah.
you walk in. You're like, oh, great, Dad.
You make 3 on the list of my top 5, like once a month,
Okay.
and then the rest of the time it's Maggie, Stacy, Maggie. Most of the time, that's my list.
Ah.
That's only 4. I'm Stacy again, just for fun. But I mean, it's just I really love working with them. And
Who
working
is
with
Stacy
you.
and Maggie?
Stacy and Maggie are the gals I share the office with.
Accounts receivable and accounts payable.
Yes.
Mm. The people that bring in the money and the people that send out the money.
And HR. I'm friends with HR.
You're friends with HR because they have to talk to you so much.
She loves to talk to me so much.
Yeah, they have to warn you.
Right, but we're friends, so she can't. She'd never do anything to harm me.
No, I
Or
would.
my- yeah. But
So with these old products
Yeah.
that we have been making for 77 years, where did these come from?
these came from me. These were my first contributions to the company. As you know, you had me working throughout high school. So I actually created this one while I was still in high school.
This one was mine.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
was yours.
Jalapeno
So very
pimento
sorry.
cheese.
I did create this in high school. I'd come in after a long day of high school, and you'd make me clock in. And I have my test kitchen, and I'd go in there about every afternoon and make a new batch of this until we got something that I actually liked. But I think I remember the first batch was an absolute mistake. I think I doubled the thickening agent. Remember when we
do remember that.
It climbed up the mixer and we couldn't get it out, so we put it the entire thing, mixing bowl and all, just in the fridge because we had to go to church. It was like 5:30 and we had to be there at 5. So we just threw it in there and we said, we'll deal with that after church. We cannot deal with that right now. And I remember we went to church and we came back at like 8 p.m. because we also had practice that night. And I remember coming back and having to pull it out of the bowl and put it in a cup, and that by the time it had gotten cold, so it had gotten even thicker, and it was somehow sticky. I remember that, and we made Chris eat it the next morning, I remember, and Chris liked it. So we took the thickening agent out. Whatever I doubled, we took out, but I just remember, it's actually my favorite memory.
Well, mistakes are a huge part of R&D.
Yeah.
I remember when I was making jalapeno for the first time, I decided that I would try to make one that had cayenne in it.
Oof.
And I put way too much cayenne, and it lit everybody's mouth on fire. And I thought about calling it Knott's Pimento Cheese Death Mix. And put like skull and crossbones on it. And my friends loved it, but they said, you can't market this. There are people that would really be upset.
Yeah.
I thought it would work.
Yeah. Someone might try
There's
it.
some people that love hot
Yeah.
stuff. They're like the chips that they dare each other to eat and stuff.
Well, that's only one chip.
Knott's Death Cheese. I think it could still make it.
Somewhere, hopefully. But I mean, that was just the beginning of my R&D, and this recently has come out of the R&D kitchen. It's our brand new Cowboy Caviar.
It's an awesome product too, especially being all natural and clean
Yeah.
label.
And there's no dairy in it, which our friend Garrett would really appreciate because he's allergic to dairy. So we thought we'd go for something, that Garrett could probably eat because that was his excuse every time. He also, remember he used to get pizza with no cheese on it? It was just tomatoes and toppings. That was so gross. So
Yeah.
I thought I'd make him something good to eat because obviously his life is terrible
Well,
since he
chicken
can't eat dairy.
salad doesn't have dairy, right?
Yeah,
He could have eaten that.
it doesn't have dairy in it. He'll eat chicken salad.
There's 2 items he can eat.
Yeah, he's in Hernando, Mississippi now, which this is available in. I did check. It's at the Crow Grid Hernando.
So the cowboy caviar, where is it being sold at right now?
In Paris, Trollingers.
Anywhere. Okay.
In Paris, Trollingers. We're in Hernando, Mississippi. We're in a lot of Krogers. We're in a couple select Krogers, so we're not in every Kroger, but we're in some in Knoxville, Memphis. We've got some in Alabama. We're in the Louisville area a lot. A lot of Krogers in the Louisville area. Coming down into Nashville. A lot of our Nashville Krogers have them. But for our Paris folks, it is Trollingers.
And it will be expanding not too long, right?
Yes,
So
I'm working with some people on that.
Right now, our products are available in 27 states, but that's fixing to grow.
It is.
Because these products, some of these dips are being offered in some of the Kroger stores that are actually going to be in Colorado, California, Arizona, so Alaska.
We're moving west.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's why we need the distribution center.
that is probably why. I was wondering, like, why are we doing this to ourselves? But
Well, not to mention the Fried Pickle Dip is going to be available in Sam's Club
yes.
nationwide.
Every
and that's going to
Sam's
be a
Club.
24 ounce too.
Yeah,
It's a
every
bigger
Sam's Club in
container.
Wyoming.
Cheyenne,
Yep.
yeah.
There's only 2. But every single Sam's Club in Wyoming will have it. I'm
Okay.
really excited for that. 32 ounce,
Yeah.
24 ounce,
No,
24 ounce.
no, it's 24 ounce, yeah.
Yeah. I keep trying to make it 30. I keep trying to make it bigger
Well,
and
I mean,
better.
That's usually the Sam's Club, Costco type of way, you know?
5-pound bucket. We can sell-
5-gallon bucket. We
That's
could go
amazing.
bigger.
We can go even bigger. 20-pound bag and box.
That's smaller than a 5-gallon bucket.
But it sounds better, I think.
It's not.
It's more impressive.
I don't think so.
5 is a lot smaller than 20.
5-gallon.
No, but you
It's
don't
40
You don't
pounds.
hear what's
It's
happening.
double a 20-pound bag in a box.
Bag in a box sounds more fun. You just scoop it out with your hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, one thing we didn't talk about,
What did we not talk about?
food safety.
Food safety. Terry. Brandy.
Terry is our director of food safety. We have a whole food safety team.
Yeah,
It's an important topic that we talk about right now because there's quite a few recalls going on.
there are.
Yeah, and in this
Yeah.
industry, there are a lot with, and I'll try not to call out any brands because that's not nice, but consumers know that there's been quite a few recalls in the industry lately. And that's one thing that we pride ourselves in is the food safety team that we have. We have the biggest food safety team in our company history that's constantly going through new regulations,
Yeah.
looking at new ways to prevent pathogens or any kind of foreign materials, not only because we love our consumers, but our family and friends eat our products too.
This is Christmas every year.
Yeah. So constantly our friends and family are telling us to bring some home to them or bring them some, or, you know, some will actually pay for it. Some won't. Family
Yeah.
doesn't.
No. Cindy Knott walks in there and says, I need this.
Hey,
to
mom can get
Chris."
whatever she wants. She's mom.
She will. She doesn't even need an invoice. She just says, Chris, I need this on this day. Ship it, and I will come get it. And he says, yes, ma'am.
That's what I say to her too.
Yeah, everybody
Yes, ma'am.
does. She's kind of scary. Somehow she gets in the building.
You just called your grandmother scary.
She is scary. She's a boss.
Okay.
I would listen to her if she told me what to do.
So what are we going to do next?
Edit this out.
That's what we're going to do next?
Next, well, obviously we're going to finish this distribution center.
Well, if we're going to have this much space for distribution, we're going to have to continue to grow, won't we?
We are. I mean, we already talked about how we're going west. We're going north. I didn't think we announced this, but we're in Pennsylvania these days.
We're in Wisconsin now.
Yeah, we've grown up and we're about to start growing out.
We're going in areas that we never thought we would go into.
Yeah.
Because originally, pimento cheese only went so far. But our product line is so diversified now with all the different dips
Yeah.
that you've created and that we continue to make that it's available just about everywhere.
Yeah,
The
it is.
consumers are based everywhere.
Well, I think we're in Mexico, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We are in H-E-B stores in Mexico.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are. That's really exciting. I mean, we're moving, and it's
Pretty
just
good
been the
sales team, huh?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Stop. Yes, it's me. All
Not
of me.
us.
Only me.
Constantly traveling together.
The Chloe Knott.
They're not
Company.
fooled. They see the videos. We're
The
constantly
Chloe Knott
together.
Company. That's what I'm going to rebrand as.
You need to own some stock
I'm
before
going to
you
put my
rebrand
name.
anything.
I'm going to put my name above the Knotts.
No.
Chloe's Knott's Fine Foods.
Not going to happen.
You never know.
No. If you ever
It's
get
gonna say
married
Ready
and your
or
name
Chloe
changes,
Knott.
it's not changing.
changing
It's
my
still
name.
Knott's.
I'm not changing my name. I'm a boss.
Are you?
Yeah.
Who are you the boss of? Not me.
Rachel.
She doesn't even work for us. It's your sister.
Yeah. She listens to me.
No, she doesn't.
Not really. But go buy cheese. And you too. And you as well.
Cheese?
Cheese.
Just
Pimento
cheese.
cheese. Go buy pimento cheese. And you too. And
Or
you as
these
well.
dips that you can find in your local store.
And those dips you can find in your local store. Pan with me too. And those dips you can find in your local store. And those dips you can find in your local store. I didn't know which one you were on, so I just... Ready or not, here we come.